Hi, my name is Samari Anderson, and my speech topic today is health equality, which is overall the basis of how the reproductive healthcare system should be more equal and fair towards Black women who are pregnant. Most people only know the basic facts among pregnancy. They know a male and a woman, or an egg and a sperm, get together, they have sex, and over the course of 9 months, a full healthy baby is born. But what people don't know is what entirely goes into pregnancy for the woman. Overall, the woman's organs get pushed to the side to make room for the baby that is growing. All the energies and nutrients that the body is producing for the woman goes towards the baby. For the end result over the course of 39 to 36 weeks for the baby to be born fully healthy. And for women to go through such strenuous tasks, doctors oftentimes neglect their needs and their wants and their cries for help when they're giving birth. Malcolm X once said that the most neglected woman in America is the Black woman. The most disrespected woman in America is the Black woman. And the most unprotected woman in America is a Black woman. I go to HBCU where there are a million Black women around me. I have a Black mother. That can one day be me. That's so staggering to think about because of the color of my skin, my socioeconomic factors such as my education, the education of women, where they come from, how much money they make, are all factors that plays into the type of treatment that doctors give them, as well as their gender, their race, and just how often overall they die more than European women when they're pregnant. This diagram right here shows the mortality gap between USA women. On the left, you have Black women who on average have about 40 deaths per year, versus the white women who only have about 12.4. While both are fatalities, it's a staggering difference between the results of African American women and white women, mainly because of how doctors treat them. Doctors have preconceived bias that Black women are aggressive, they have higher pain tolerance, so when they're saying their health, they think they're being over dramatic because they're in shock. Over 50,000 women die each year from pregnancy-related complications. One big example that I'm pretty sure everyone will know is Serena Williams. She had a C-section, which is when they cut your stomach down the middle in order for you to fully deliver your baby. And when she finished delivering her baby, something fell off. She had an interview with Vogue magazine. She kept telling them something feels off, something feels off. She was telling all the nurses and no one would listen to her. So finally her doctor came back into the room. He gave her a CT scan that showed nothing. So then he did an IV drip and further examined her, and he saw small blood clots forming. And Serena came back to tell the interviewer no one heard her cries. No one heard her. They all thought she was being over dramatic, but she continued to explain that no one knows her body as well as she does. And that's the sad reality of most Black women who are choosing to give birth. My question is why? What's the difference? What's the difference between me and you? Why am I being discriminated against? Why are Black women being discriminated against simply because of the color of their skin, simply because of where they come from and what they have? It's millions of Black mothers who walk into hospitals where everyone around her is the same amount of time pregnant, they have the same doctors, and they're at the same hospitals, but no one cares simply because they're Black women. And my question is, why? Again, why? She's a white lady, I'm a Black lady. We have the same blood. We come from different ancestral backgrounds that make such a huge difference in why they are treated the way they do. Doctors oftentimes take the ancestral background, referring to slavery and the differences there, racism. The parent may not know as much, and they may use that against them. They know they don't know much about pregnancy. They're young girls, they're young Black girls. Black people weren't always able to receive the same amount of education as everyone else, so they take that and they use that against them. Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during childbirth than white women. That's a fearing statistic. People, they go into the operating room not knowing whether or not they can only pray that they come back healthy with a full baby intact, and so are they. And doctors oftentimes, they don't care. They hear the cries, but they already let their preconceived bias play out their vision as to why Black women are dying every year. As I had said previously, about 50,000 women on average die each year during childbirth. But this diagram right here shows the racial gap between infant mortality rates. We're no longer looking at the mothers, we're looking at the children they produce. If a child is delivered before the 36-week mark, it's considered premature, which also relates to complications and mortality rates. So when the doctor is neglecting the cries of the mother, the baby is premature. All of those factors coincide to create an infant mortality on average. As you can see here, the white side is pretty low, with the highest being 8.2 in 1992. Whereas the black women, it's been staggering high the whole time, with the highest being 30. It lowered around 2007, the statistics got lower, but it's still really high compared to other races, which is just unfair, considering in the 90s we didn't have the same technology that we have now, so there's more miseducation, misinformation, and just more mistreatment by black women. This right here is the infant mortality funnel. As you can see, it increases as the funnel goes up, and you have, it stays relatively the same, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, which are all really high for infant mortality rates compared to other races. Giving birth has never been an easy job. Having a child has never been an easy job, but when a socialist list begins with the Journal of General Internal Medicine, the Current Opinion in OBGYN, the American Journal of Perineology,